Good morning, everyone. What's going on? What's going on? Another day in the markets. Today, wrapping up another week. We got Friday, November 8th, 2019. So let's get it going. So yesterday we saw obviously SPY pretty had a solid gap up pre-market, then ran up I think to the 209s before at no I'm sorry 309.50 before it pulled back pretty much a point. It's still closing green just north of a point going into the closing session, and then obviously after hours and pre-market seen some action as well. Obviously this was good news coming out of Washington that the Chinese U.S. trade deal, they're going to both kind of pull back their tariffs simultaneously. So obviously that's a positive outlook moving forward between the two giants. So that's obviously one of the reasons why the street pushed prices higher. You're going to have some profit taking going into the close. Probably today, maybe can have some continued profit taking as well. So you may see a little bit more of a fade to that 307.42 in the ETF. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of adverse moves in the market despite, the overall sentiment of the street. You obviously have, the tail end of the earnings season going on right now. Obviously, ROKU kind of sold off quite hard yesterday. They actually got that bounce off that low of the 117 and pretty much just erased all the gains into the close. So, that's you have going to have opportunities like this today in the market after the dust settles to see if companies like that are kind of got beat on the street, obviously, despite the positive earnings report, if they're going to continue to sell off, they're going to find another bottom for value buyers. So going into today's session, we got 5 on our watch list. We're going to kick it off with TTD. They got hit with earnings, sold off a little bit. You can see a little bit of a bounce pre-market. So they might be able to kind of fight back and gain back what they lost. So we're going to be bullish on TDD. They're obviously kind of in the downtrend. They got the 50-day moving average ahead on top of them, pushing them down to this level. But they're definitely on the lower part of the channel, which we like. So if it kind of can hold this pre-market low of this 183, then we should be able to see some higher prices cracking over to the pre-market high and into the rest of the session. Any pullbacks to VWAP mitigating to the north side. Next up, we got Tesla. Tesla's on a rampage. Despite how people may feel about the company, the price doesn't lie. The 317 level clearly got defended 2 days ago. Yesterday pushed even higher. Coming off that midday triangle pattern, cracking that VWAP to the north side, and then just ran. I think closed up just 9 points, just shy of 9 points. So pulling back pre-market as it normally does. A lot of profit taking going on, but you have another 351 would be the next resistance level. But you're just pulling back right now pre-market. That being said, wait for the dust to settle. You're gonna maybe see some higher prices to the north side. So we're gonna be bullish for Tesla for today's session. Netflix, they closed down just shy of a point, trading in that channel again, and obviously with the Disney Plus, and you have the Apple going on next week as well. These guys, they're gonna be fighting it out. A lot of pressure on these guys. They had a nice run to the upside midday to that 298. Then pulled back. It's kind of mitigating in that channel for the past 2 days right now after hours in pre-market, but we're looking for a bounce to the upside. So if it can hold this 287, we're looking for higher prices for today's session. Again, we're talking about Roku. They got hit pretty hard, as you can see, off of positive earnings, but clearly the street didn't like, some information that they saw coming out of the company CEO. So that being said, we're going to see some probably testing again of this 117-ish, 116 level, and if this level does not hold, it could flush, but we're looking to have these prices push higher today. So definitely got to be patient with Roku, but definitely want to see this defend this level on multiple taps. If so, then you'd be able to maybe scoop up some nice shares if you lost the opportunity to get in yesterday. Going to wrap it up with Baba. Coming off the news that they are obviously next week going to hop onto the Chinese exchange. So you're going to have a lot of Chinese investors hopping on. So we're going to probably see some strong buying going into the close and next week as well, for investors to try to get ahead of the game here. So, it's been an uptrend, you can clearly see. And, cracking through its all-time highs from a couple of years now. I think the all-time high went back, not all-time high, but back in the middle of 2018. It's corrected that channel. So that being said, you got a target of 192 right now. It's trading at 186. So we got another, what, 7 points to the upside. That's what we're looking at for today's session. So we're bullish across the board with some, patient pullbacks, but once dust settles, we see prices pushing higher. If SPY push higher across the board, we should see prices definitely live above their pre-market highs today. If not, we sit back and wait. All right, guys, any questions, reach out to us. As always, be patient with price, be patient with setups. And if you're wrong with your positions, exit the trade, respect your stops, conserve your capital, take a step back, reevaluate your situation, and hop back in if you are right. If not, learn from your mistakes and move on. So anyway, guys, reach out if you have any questions. As always, hit the subscribe button if you want to continue watching our videos. And any questions, reach out to us. All right, guys, have a good one. Remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our trading videos.